I would like to invite our academic and research vice president Mr. लाला भाई पटेल साहब. परिचय इनका इतना बड़ा है कि सेशन रह जाएगा. मैं कम से कम बोलने की कोशिश करता हूँ, कम से कम शब्दों में, कि लाला भाई पटेल साहब अपने आप में एक एनसाइक्लोपीडिया है और एक इंस्टीट्यूट है. ये स्टेट बैंक ऑफ इंडिया के असिस्टेंट जनरल मैनेजर रहे. हिंदुस्तान के साथ साथ फॉरेन में भी कई कंट्रियों में इन्होंने विजिट की. यूएसए, कनाडा, फ्रांस, स्विट्ज़रलैंड, इटली, थाईलैंड, मलेशिया, सिंगापुर और नेपाल. स्टेट बैंक के ए ग्रेड और बी ग्रेड ऑफिसर्स को ये ट्रेनिंग देते थे. इनके ट्रेनिंग के विषय भी बड़े अद्भुत थे. ऐसे टॉपिक्स उन्होंने कवर किए: रूरल बैंकिंग, ऑर्गेनाइजेशनल बिहेवियर, जनरल बैंकिंग, प्रिवेंटिव विजिलेंस, एसेट मैनेजमेंट, फाइनेंशियल एग्रीकल्चर, चेंज मैनेजमेंट, स्ट्रेस मैनेजमेंट, ऑर्गेनाइजेशनल रोल स्ट्रेस एंड रोल एफिकेसी, जो आज का टॉपिक है. तो मैं विराम लेता हूं और सूत्र हवाले करता हूं श्री लाला भाई पटेल साहब. तालियों से इनका प्लीज़ स्वागत करिए आप लोग. बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद. ये हमारा आज का कोर सेशन. थैंक यू वेरी मच सर. प्लीज़.
Some informal way, let us go. We are a small group, and let me give you the background. We actually, Dr. Santosh Nishad and Vaibhav Agrawal, we just Mother Nature introduced these two people to us over a period of last 7 years, and Santosh ji came earlier. And this is the result of Dr. Santosh's idea. Let us invite principals. They are very busy people. But still, let us call them. They will visit the institution. And I feel, after spending nearly more than 45 minutes, you would not repent for coming here. Simply doing nothing and sitting here itself is a privilege. Our almost all guest visitors, they have confirmed this. We don't know the result. Maybe the grace of our founder, that anybody who comes here must get a peace, and which reverberates for a long time even after leaving the place, and which may give an insight just by your proper contemplation. Direction of contemplation starts. Many people, including me, I tell you, we have experienced this. So then it was decided, then we thought, say only 20 people will come, maximum. Getting 20 people, sir, is a difficult thing, especially principals. So we planned it in a small room. And now you see, we are more than double of that. And that is also maybe nature. Mother Nature is playing. Those who were destined to come, they have come. And this will definitely go a long way. Then second issue came, what should we talk? Ketan Bhai, our vice president, also just, how do you decide what to talk to principals? Principals know everything. At least they think they know everything. Right? And even the people reinforce it. People look to you as a all-knowing person. This happens. So after a lot of deliberation, we found, let us decide this topic, which is general in nature, but most of us are not or less aware about it. We take it for granted. And when I first came to know about this topic, I think I was 35, 40, between that. I found that this very, very useful. And hardly taught, except some management schools. But everybody has to undergo. Do you know there are colleges for teachers, but is there any college for principal? There is no college. Most of the principal, when they become teacher, all of you are past teachers generally, Agarwal sir, right? So when he becomes a teacher first, what he thinks, sir? One day I will become a principal, right? And principal should do this, principal should not do this. This continuous, his contemplations go on. You are also done this, and at present your subordinates are doing this only. Most of the time they are talking about you. They observe you. And when remember the first day when you landed as a principal, you will find that I have been in the chair which I was dreaming of. Right? But then, it is not the simple job. It is a total different. And you are thinking that when I will become principal, there won't be boss. But when I was teacher, there was only one boss. But now I become principal, multiple bosses. Which you only, when you occupy the chair, then only you realize. This happens to all higher roles. All higher roles this happens. Right? And there is no college for it, no proper education for it. That is called the role. Now you, from the job, you have switched over to a role. Job, you can describe. Role, nearly impossible to describe, because the role, who decides role? Other people decide your role. You should be like this, you should do this, you should not do this. Okay? Job, your boss decides. But role, director, is a director, it's a role. Right? So I have performed nearly 12 roles in my life. Right? So this is a wonderful thing. And it creates so much of confusion, many issues. Okay, your thinking never stops. First thing, when you become a head of the institution, your thinking doesn't stop. It is not a 9 to 6 job. Right? It's 24 hours it continues. So how to handle this? And so many issues, so much of stress is created. Stress is my favorite topic. And you know, banker is the most stressed person in the world. I was. So I know this. And I was searching various solutions, how to go about it. Then my research showed there are two types of stress. Okay. One is general stress. Everybody says, which can be solved by pranayam, yogasana, dhyan, meditation, so reading spiritual books, mantrochar. That is one stress. And it improves your coping ability. Mantra means which strengthens your mind, right? Like that. But there is another ghost which is not known even today by most of the people. It is the organizational role stress. The moment you occupy the role, that stress takes birth. Till you are there in the role. Right? That is the organizational role stress. And one great scientist from Jaipur, Dr. Uday Parikh, he was teaching in IIM and various institutions. Even last he was in Asian Institute of Management, Manila. He did a lot of research, and especially in Indian conditions. And that topic we are going to talk, whatever it will be introductory, no doubt. This used to be a 2 days program in State Bank of India. I will only introduce to you whatever is possible. And before that, the key to it, because all of you are very learned one, and you can definitely, I will share you the material also. You can later on study and go ahead. Right? Just listen to it. Don't note down anything. I will share you the PowerPoint. Nothing is secret. Right? Just listen to it and contribute to the discussions. First, we'll start with a self-assessment tool. This is not a question paper, please remember, because you are from the education wing. Right? So this is not a question. There is nothing right or wrong. How do you feel? Like a customer feedback, you know? How do you feel? Welcome. You are not much late. Right time. Please come. There are 20 questions. How do you feel? Okay. Just tick. There is choice A, B, C. A, B, and C. One question. Quickly, only 10, 15 seconds you can tick. Okay. There is nothing right, nothing wrong, and we are not going to collect this. Please remember. Don't be afraid of it. इसका कोई रिजल्ट देने वाला नहीं है, कुछ भी नहीं, वो आपके पास ही रखना है. Right? Just tick how do you feel at present. Okay, in your role. Everybody has a role of his own. Please tick those questions. 7 minutes only it takes for any person, educated person. Please do this. There are 3 options to every question, A, B, C. How do you feel? Just tick it. This is not a question paper. There is no right answer. And nobody is going to evaluate it. You are going to evaluate yourself. Please. Madam Napja. Ketan bhai lo, તમે પણ લો, વાંધો નહીં. Everybody has a role. The moment you take birth in the earth, on the earth, okay, and achieve adulthood, society will give you a role. Those who have finished, we are given this scoring sheet where you will record your scoring. Every question has been given. I will show you. See, this kind of scoring keys is given to you. Say item, that means a question number, and options A, B, C, that you have to round. Whatever option you have chosen, that you will put around that figure. And that is the score for that question. Nothing right, nothing wrong, please remember. 2 doesn't mean you are 100% pass. Okay? It is not so. But just whatever you have ticked, please put it here. So that will be a summary of your responses. Everybody must have finished the 20 questions. Just take 2-3 minutes in just rounding. And those who have rounded it, just put vertical array, horizontal totals. Horizontal totals. And where plus and minus is there, you have to calculate like that. +2, -1, that means 1 is the thing. Put it horizontally. Here you will put your, say, summation of this, like this. So there will be 10 things. Then put the grand total, right? Whatever figure you have put here a ground total. Ground total of all 20. First there will be row total, and then here will be ground total. I repeat, plus minus you should calculate that like that. -1, and second question -1, which is -2, like that. +1, -1, 0, automatic. After you have put grand total, use this formula. After you have put grand total, arrived at grand total, put here, grand total, just all, then apply this formula. You can use your mobile here. This is not an examination hall. You can use your mobile calculator for speedy, no? So formula says total score plus 20 divided by 60 multiplied by 100. So it may come in a fraction also, say 60.5, anything can come. Right? Everybody is done, mostly? Another 2 minutes we'll give. This is not devised by me. This is a scientific instrument tested over thousands of role holders across many sections of the society and organizations. Sir, welcome. Done? Very good. Now, I will share only interpretation, and you have to interpret your own score in your way, right? Take it with you. Next year also you can try this. Because man is not a static person. We continuously learn and unlearn, right? We start from here. When you are given some position, some designation, let us call it a general parlance. Okay, my name is L.D.Patel, but when I joined some organization, they will give me some role. We call it a designation. Right? Now designation is given. There are two options here. A person take it as a position. ठीक है ना? Generally, most of the people take it as a position. आपकी क्या position है? And it is referred to as senior, junior, middle, like that. Right? So it is taken as a position and based upon power relations. Okay, who is your junior, who is your subordinate, who is your senior, you know that. Right? Or you immediately come to know within short time when you join an organization. You inquire about the privileges you have, right? Salary, okay, other than salary, everything, it is attached to it. It is formal. Okay, then usually hierarchical. There is a hierarchy always. Okay, everybody has a boss in the world. जब तक आप बॉस नहीं होते हैं तब पता नहीं होता है कि there is no boss. Everybody is searching for a position where there is no boss. Okay, but it is not there. Even Dada Bhagwan says he was searching. I am searching for a position where there is no boss. Okay, so, but there is a boss, we realize. Created by others, somebody who has appointed you. Somebody who has appointed you, he has created that position. Right? He can remove that position also. He can dilute that position also. You have nothing to do that. Okay? And it is part of the structure. And as the organization grow, this has to be created. Nowhere it is written, but it is understood. Sometimes written also in large organization. Evaluative, this can be just as based upon the position. But this is the position, the taking your designation as a position. In modern times, this was good in industrial era. You know, first there was the agriculture era, then, okay, agricultural era was thousands of years, nearly 10,000 years they say. Then industrial era came, which lasted about 400 years. Now we are not in that era. We are in an information era. Right? There, this doesn't work much. This works where information is secured, not available to many, available to only boss. Okay? The speed of information is very less, small speed. Right? Then this position may work. But with the onset of IT, especially internet, and now AI coming, this is not fitting. It will be there, but in our mind and in our aptitude and approach, if we shift from our outlook from position to role, right? That serves half of the issues. Half of the issues, I tell you, right? Half of our issues are because of we treating our designation as a position and not as a role. That creates many issues. Just think over it. Okay? Now, role word has come from where? Drama or not? Role terminology कहाँ से आई है? Drama से आई है. Right? If you understand this much, it solves remaining half of the problems. That you are only playing a role. Right? You focus on the role. You are not the only person. There are number of persons. In a drama, there is not one role holder. There are a number of people who are playing a role. And your role, efficacy of your role doesn't depend upon only you. If you are playing the role of a God Ram, then the role of Ravan is also important. If he plays his role, Arvind Trivedi, then Ram ka role nikhar ke aata hai. Contrast role. So this interplay of role is very, very important. Right? It helps a lot to deepen one's understanding. So it is based on mutuality, which you immediately know within first week of your holding a top position. Okay? Your role depends upon efficacy of so many other role holders. Okay? There are so many people who can create a nuisance value for you that you are not knowing till you occupied the chair. Right? That you have to take care. Right? So, based on mutuality, related obligations, non-hierarchical, okay? So, everything doesn't happen according to your command. Until we reach the top chair, we don't realize. We think whatever we do, give a command, people will just, okay, implement. Nahi hota hai wo. Right? And there are so many reasons for it. Right? Created by others and the role occupant, naturally. You have the freedom. Nothing is described. Most of the roles, there will be only single page description, not much description. Right? And sometimes no description. Right? So, created by others, many times you have to perform the roles. Okay, and there is nobody, you are the person. You cannot pass on the buck when you are in a top chair, right? And it is a dynamic. It is not static like a office or position. Continuously you have to play number of roles throughout the day, right? And if you are not properly considering it and performing it thoughtfully, then it creates a stress. That is which they refer as organizational role stress. And that can all be solved by asana, pranayam, and many other things which we are doing. For that, you have to learn how to improve my role efficacy that we are going to discuss. Generally, office means this, that all of you know. Government office, this, that. This is the structure. Even today, everywhere, this is the structure. Okay, one man, one boss. In one sentence, if you call, it's a one man, one boss. So here, for example, these are two departments. C is subordinate of A, D. But these people, they don't talk to each other. A file from this to this takes 1 month in government. You must have seen this. Okay? Because everybody takes it as a position, not as a role. Right? This is a simple understanding, taking toll of so much of efficiency in government offices and many other offices also. If you also treat your position as a position, not as a role. Actually, we are here. In our mind, okay? Sitting arrangement will be like this only, no issue, okay? But in our mind, we must know everybody needs every other person in the organization. And as a top or head of the organization, you have to facilitate this, lubricate this, so that people interact with each other. They don't create problem for each other. I remember before 6-7 years, Dr. Santosh Nishad, he told me, sir, in my school you arrange interpersonal relation program. मैंने कहा कि यार स्कूल में कहाँ जरूरत है, सब स्कूल में तो सब सयाने लोग होते हैं, ठीक है? इंटरपर्सनल तो हमें यहाँ बैंकिंग में जरूरत होती है, सब दिमाग वाले और कितने एक दूसरे के लिए प्रॉब्लम करते हैं. उन्होंने कहा कि नहीं, ऐसा नहीं है, स्कूल में भी ऐसा होता है. व्हेन देयर इज अ लार्ज ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, इंटरपर्सनल, दे आर म्यूचुअली कैंसलिंग ईच अदर्स एफर्ट्स. ठीक है ना? तो अल्टीमेटली हु सफर्स? प्रिंसिपल. ठीक है ना? एक लिखता है, एक पूछता है. इट हैपन्स ऑलवेज. सो देन ओनली आई केम टू नो एक्चुअली, बिकॉज लेट मी टेल यू, say I have no exposure to private schools and other things. Small thing I learned from this. We go, sir. That is this is an effort we are initiating here. It starts from the top, right? So this is the way. First, when a leader understands that all rule holders and working under me, they are reporting to me, I should encourage, okay, lubrication and flow of thoughts and cooperation, interpersonal cooperation among them. Never think, वो घुस-पुस कर रहा है, क्या करता होगा, he must be talking against me. ऐसा नहीं होता है. Remember, okay, let them talk, let them sit in the canteen together, solve the problems. Okay, maybe from other department, maybe from other scheme, maybe you are from a central board, you may be sitting with a state board school. Nothing wrong, never worry. Okay, nothing is going to happen. You have enough authority, right? So, but this is the modern system, where another beauty is, so many people are not under you. This is another issue. Your efficiency depends upon many people, and some of them are not your subordinates. District education officer, for example, right? Many people, trustees, right? So many people will be there which are not reporting to you, and you cannot correct them. You have to adjust with them. So this is the thing. And if you don't consider this, okay, that will create a stress for you, right? That will create, that will mar the efficiency of the organization ultimately, and you will not come to know how this problem has cropped up, right? So there are various terminologies. People say I work, I have this designation. Some people say it is role. But then functions, what are the functions? And if you are at the top, functions are not listed. As you go top, there are less and less instruction. This is the principle of management science. Please remember, lower cadre, detailed instructions will be there. As you go up, lesser and lesser and lesser. If you become Prime Minister of India, no instructions. how to run this country. Correct or not? So that is called a role ambiguity. But in fact, I have searched in very large organization. State Bank of India, you know, is a very large organization. Right? Why there are no instructions? Because it is a freedom given to you, Agarwal Sahab. Actually, it is a freedom. Unless it is not prohibited, you do it in the interest of institution. It should be ethical, right? It should be moral. It may not be listed. If it is not prevented, but organization interest is there, do it, right? So this is one. And if you see somebody, please advise, please confirm my action, please approve this. Nobody will approve it. Nobody knows this, right? If you are in a top position. So this is how, say, very clear examples. You see, two President of India, how do they perform their role? I should not name. You can just think over Abdul Kalam and his successor. Right? How do they perform? Same chair. But big difference or not? Narendra Modi, his predecessor. You see, how do they perform the role? Same chair, same salary, same bungalow. So this is the difference, a role. If you understand it as a role, and if there is an ambiguity, there is not prescribed. That is not prescribed for the good. Okay? You have, that means you have the independence, freedom to take a decision based upon the surrounding circumstances which continuously go on changing. Circumstances cannot be fixed, no? That is why this freedom has been given. But if you look for instructions, you will not find. And that creates a stress called a role ambiguity stress. Right? This is how it happens. Now, as a person, you see, right? Every individual is unique. This is the principle of life. Everybody is a unique person. You will never find a second person like you in the world. You will never find a second person like you in the past. 10,000 years का अगर data ले नहीं होता है. And same analogy you can say, confirm, and with a determination you can say there won't be a person like you born again on this earth in future also. Right? This is a system. That is why, so when an individual, this is a personality, this is an individual. He joins a organization, large organization, right? Yours is a relatively small organization. But if you join Indian Railways, Bank of India, large, you will never understand such a large organizations, no? And this part of your personality interacts with your organization. That is called a role. But because people are unique, everybody will perform his role as in a unique manner. Right? Your personality is dovetailed. It is reflected through your role. Right? So, there is lot of scope for your development of your personality. When you hold some role, especially bigger role like all of you are holding, you will find that you will become a different person within 5-7 years. Your friends will not recognize you as the same person. Even you will not recognize that I was able to do all these things. Your all potential comes out through when you hold some role, right? So this we have done. Then this figure also. Now that is consisting of 10 different facets that we'll discuss. A role holder, any role holder. देखिए यहाँ डायरेक्टर FDDI है, यहाँ पर प्रिंसिपल भी है, यहाँ प्रेसिडेंट HSRC, यहाँ एडवाइजर है. But we all of us are having some role. I am also having some role. Now, but every role, if you want to excel and if you want to enjoy, not only excel, here, let me tell you, once we thought what to name this program. ये प्रोग्राम को क्या नाम रखना? अग्रवाल साहब हमने एक बार तो दिया कि इसका नाम हैप्पी प्रिंसिपल रखें. Really, I tell you. Okay. Right? Because our purpose is that Dada Bhagwan has told us, anybody who visits this, you should go happier. Okay? This is the mission of this organization. Nothing else. So, these are the 10 things. If you pay attention, definitely you will excel and enjoy the role. And how to? Because the maximum score for each is a 4. You know. Correct? 2 plus 2, 4. Maximum 4 score is possible. Right? Wherever you are lacking, just I will show you how you can improve that. Why? Because I'll give a small example which I usually give. You have a new car, brand new Mercedes. Principal will not have, I will not have. But suppose we got it. But उसकी एफिशिएंसी किस पर डिपेंड करती है? सो मेनी फैक्टर्स. इट विल बी ए ब्रांड न्यू थिंग, बट फ्यूअल में भी पुअर पेट्रोल है. आपका पुअर पेट्रोल ही पुअर है तो मर्सिडीज भी चलेगी नहीं. अगर टायर में हवा नहीं है, नो प्रॉपर एयर, नहीं चलेगी, राइट? तो सो मेनी इश्यूज आर देयर. तो हियर इन द रोल एफिकेसी, wherever you are lacking, that will draw you, that will create a lacuna in your role performance, that will act as a brake. You may be excellent in other things, right? So that way let us go quickly. See, this is one thing. Now we are principal, but we are principal at school. There are many other roles, right? So many, I cannot write everything, but all are important. And the role which you fail or which you disregard, that will create unhappiness. Because it has at least the capacity to create unhappiness. आपको तो केवल स्कूल का ही ध्यान है, your spouse will say. हमारा कोई ख्याल ही नहीं रखता है, ठीक है ना? All of you must have. होता है, हमें, मुझे भी होता था, राइट? तो ये different roles are there, but you have to devise some time planning, time management, or focus management at least, right? Despite your pressures. Otherwise, that will blast sometime. Sometime it will blast, right? So please note down certain things and which are dear. The person nearest to you can make you most unhappy. That is the formula. जितना नजदीक है वो आदमी आपको ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा दुख भी दे सकता है, सुख भी दे सकता है, right? So school, as a principal, we may leave the school, but this role we cannot leave, right? So different roles we have to decide, right? Now it has been described in this way. Actually, for simplification, we did this, but actually this is like that. सेंटर में आप हो सेल्फ, बाकी अदर रोल जितने आप नज़दीक हो वो नियर सर्कल में है वो. सो यू आर सेल्फ, बट योर फर्स्ट रोल इज एज हस्बैंड और वाइफ. स्कूल डजंट कम देयर, रिमेंबर, एटलीस्ट आफ्टर 6 o'clock, राइट? और संडेज और वेकेशन, यू आर blessed, you have vacation, okay? So that you have, you are your husband, you may be a father, you may be a son of your father, you may be there in the job as a principal, it may be third, fourth circle, but the nearer role will create a problem, can create, right? We have to remember that. Sometimes we forget. In the modern times are like that. They demand so much of energy everywhere, wherever. But in the process, if your closest role are disturbed, then your entire life gets disturbed. And even the present role definitely will be disturbed, right? So that just paying attention to it. And there are various things. Oh, one is the organization, family role, right? Recreation also a human being require naturally, right? Distressing, right? Or just getting recuperation. And profession. As a profession, as an educator, being a principal, that is one thing. But as a professional, you are hired because you are I don't like the word, I'm sorry. American people use it, hire. We don't hire. We recruit, right? We put them associate. Hire is a very tough word Americans are using. So people should not be managed as things. ठीक है ना? People should not be managed as things. So American management, they are just managed as a thing. Friday they will tell, don't come on from Monday, like that. Which we do not do that, right? So, the profession, in your profession, you should continuously excel. Because the world is changing. Another formula, Alvin Toffler, a great management thinker, from him I learned that all your degree, they depreciate. Every 10 years, your degree become 1/4. Every 10 years. If I say I am MBA, it was 20 years before. So I am 10 years, 25% MBA. If I don't learn, then another 10 years, 6.25%. Whatever you have learned, because the world is changing, so much of information is added. And if you don't cope up and if you don't continue to learn, that is why you may have observed all top holders, they spare nearly, this is my research and you can, all successful professionals spend nearly 60 to 120 minutes per day, including Narendra Modi, in reading the books relating their profession, right? This is another way of improving the role efficacy and reducing the stress. So those are personal roles. Now as a principal also, your number of roles you are interacting, or you are yourself, you have to play these roles in the organization also. As a mentor, as an administrator, as a counselor, coordinator, trust ex officio member. Okay, so many roles. We'll give you, sir. PowerPoint I'll give you, you need not worry, right? So, these various roles are there, right? So, that personal roles, this is another dimension. And here you can say in the organization, certain roles are nearer to you, certain roles are farther from you, right? स्कूल का प्यून है मगर उसका आपके साथ रोल लिंकेज है. If he doesn't receive a parent properly, the problem will come to you ultimately. Your pune insulted me. Correct or not? So all these things, everybody is capable to create a problem for you if you are a top person. Right? So never think I am boss and I don't concern with my pune. Everybody can create positive things or negative things for you. So you have to consider them in your loop, that you are connected with them. Just you should know their names, I tell you. You may have 200 staff. At least you should know the names. And it is possible. Right? सबको खुदा के नाम से ज़्यादा अपना नाम प्यारा होता है अग्रवाल साहब. ठीक है ना? अगर प्रिंसिपल उसको एक बार नाम से बुला ले, उसको खुश हो जाए, उसको कोई इंक्रीमेंट नहीं की ज़रूरत नहीं है. खुश है वो. Like that. But these are the things which people expect us. They consider you. You may be of a younger age, but your senior staff also will expect a fatherly treatment from you. This is what I have seen in my role positions. You have done role senders. आपको कैसा होना चाहिए आप डिसाइड नहीं करते हो, आप तो करते ही हो. आप तो करते हो नेचुरली. प्रिंसिपल होने से पहले आपने बहुत कुछ सोचा कि अगर मैं प्रिंसिपल होता तो मैं ये करता, मैं ये वो करता. ठीक है ना? फिर जब हो गए, ठीक है ना, फिर लोग कहते हैं कि तुम्हें ये करना चाहिए. दे बोलते भी, दे डोंट स्पीक, बट दे एक्सप्रेस. दे आर कॉल्ड रोल सेंडर्स. तो यू हैव टू रिकॉग्नाइज योर रोल सेंडर्स. दे विल क्रिएट success or failure for you. They will evaluate you. So you should know the role senders also and try to keep them happy, at least know their importance. Then it will automatically, that other thing keeping them happy will come, or understanding them at least. They have their own expectation, different. Right? Then this we will see. Three aspects, role ke. Okay? We are coming to our scoring sheet. Right? एक तो role making. So role we have to make. Another position is role taking. Taking means कोई आपको कहेगा तुम्हें ये करना चाहिए, तुम्हें वो करना चाहिए, तुम्हें वो नहीं करना चाहिए. But role taking is a passive thing. Active thing is a role making. Making our own role. And it has two things. Self-role integration, right? इसमें 2 नंबर है इसका सीरियल में. सेंट्रलिटी के बाद इंटीग्रेशन है. ठीक है? हमारा दिमाग चालू रहे इसलिए इसको सीक्वेंस में नहीं डाला है. ठीक है? तो इंटीग्रेशन का जो रोल है, मेरी पर्सनालिटी और मेरा रोल, इसके साथ जो द बेटर द इंटीग्रेशन, देन यू विल एंजॉय द रोल. ठीक है ना? So either you love your job or you find a job you love. ठीक है ना? So self-role integration, this is one thing. So another thing is a proactive. Take the action in advance. Just small, कल करना है आज कर दें या half day before, that solves so many problems, right? And the level of anxiety comes down. अब जो last minute करना है तो anxiety will be more. That will take toll of your health, first of all, right? Then creativity that we have discussed. If you are not certain कि मैं कर सकता हूँ या नहीं कर सकता हूँ, if it is not prevented by law or moral or of your organization's rule, that means you are authorized to do it, right? That is a creativity, and there is no limit to it. You can decide that for you, and there's a lot of scope, you will see. And then confrontation. Confrontation is solving the problem. Okay. उसका बड़ा आपने सूतली बॉम्ब देखा है ना? सूतली बॉम्ब आता है दिवाली में. जितना उसको नजदीक के उसका if you fire up, it will be risky. Problem you solve earlier, then it becomes less risky. Problem तो है ये. Problem you have not created. It will crop up automatically, right? But earlier you solve, that is a proactive thing, right? That confrontation. और especially you realize because you are top people, आप किसी को पास ऑन नहीं कर सकते हो. आप ही ऊपर हो ना. आप जब तक जूनियर थे सब साहब को पूछ के बताऊंगी, वाइस प्रिंसिपल को कहूंगी. आपके पास अब कोई, आपके पास पीछे कोई नहीं है, तो you have to solve it, right? That is. And how to do it? You can yourself solve or you develop a second line. Delegate the things, right? घर में या कहीं भी. Then this I will share with you. Okay, we are going fast. So you should know your assets and liabilities and perceptiveness to pick up the feedback. So this is your personality and your role, right? So don't stop learning. This is the key here. Summary of this, go on learning new and new things with your fellow peers in other organizations also, right? Then, never stop educating yourself. Every 10 years you should have some certificate. तभी आपको relevant रहोगे, otherwise you will become irrelevant automatically because world is developing very fast. Then, proactivity we have discussed, creativity we have discussed, right? Then this is a centering, right? So your role is very central. Never think I am a peripheral. मेरे रोल की कोई अगत्यता नहीं, ऐसा जनरली प्रिंसिपल को नहीं होगा. But smaller roles, the people whom you are managing, you have to continuously reinforce that his role is important. If vice principal doesn't know the importance of his role, that will be your problem. Everything will be vertically delegated to you normally. Okay, problems will be passed on. This is how it is happens. So your juniors, you have to start developing them and take responsibilities. That is a centrality to make them understand that his role is also central. Otherwise, institutions have not created this role, no? Like that. Similarly, including peons. Okay, once in a year, 6 months, you have to reinforce their importance. Right? Vaki sarvadeva namaskaram keshavam pratigacchati. All problems ultimately will land in your chamber. Right? So, better than influence. You think I have no powers. Generally, ऐसा नहीं होता है principal को, no issue. But for your juniors, you should delegate certain powers so that they feel importance. Leave certain decisions to them. It will be helping you. They will take your load. Okay, stress sharing is a good strategy. Share your stress. Okay, that will help. Then personal growth, that just develop yourself. Be ready for other skills, new skills. I would advise if you going, because most of you are young, you should do a management, some diploma or something online education, because management and administration is a science. It can be learned, because it takes if you don't learn, then it will take 30 years for you to learn. आप तो सीखेंगे तो सही by experience, but if you do it by academic study as well as experience. In State Bank of India, we had a system. They make you faculty, management faculty they made, but maximum 5 years. Then again they say, you manage this. I teaching manage, and then you do actual management. Then you become the real person. Like that they were doing. So for you also, this will help you a lot. I tell you, administration, management, they are a science. American philosophy says it can be taught. Leaders are not born always. There is a scope for, for development of this personal growth. So centrality we have discussed. If you feel powerless, then decision is the case. Then third aspect is a role linking. This we have discussed, that you should be in touch with other role holders. It may not be compulsory, this is a voluntary activity, but that will lubricate and that will solve problems in advance, right? And keeping, because certain people, they may be, so how does it help? So never perform isolated. Spare at least 2-3 hours in linkages with the people, contacting the people, at least telephonically, going there, right? This one thing, this helps a lot, I tell you, right? It's not a waste of time, right? Somebody, a parent association president is there, invites to the marriage ceremony, go. They will not create a problem later on, right? So certain issues are there that you should do that, role linkages. Then helping relationship, help begets the life, help somebody, then they will help you. Help your other school. Suppose you are central school and state board school. If you help them, they'll help you naturally. जैसे इसमें कुछ एनिमिटी जैसा नहीं है. उनकी जब एग्जाम होगी तब आपकी नहीं होगी. तो they will provide you supervisors. So many things, these are not written. Nobody will give you written instructions. But if you help, definitely you can ask help. Because in a role holder, the management of resources, साहब है, उनको पता है, resources are always limited. Never there will be a situation where resources are unlimited. Resources हमेशा limited ही होते हैं. That is why you need administrator. That is why you need manager, right? So that way, helping relationship, it is called a creation of resources. Always an administrator or a top person has to create resources temporarily. Suppose, I give real life example. हम लोग 3 का staff है, will you believe? HSRC, we are only 3. And holding such a grand program, can we do this? We cannot do it. ठीक है ना? तो हमारे एक supervisor है, उनके 2 लड़के आ गए यहाँ देखो. He brought, without asking us, they are helping us in conducting this. They are educated. This is a creation of resources, right? And that way you should solve the problems. I say you cannot recruit the people always. You always go and complain that sab staff nahi hai. Staff nahi is a continuous problem everywhere. Wherever you go, there will be no staff. Less and less staff. Government to worst condition hai, abhi aapko pata hai, right? So helping relation, superordination. Last point I would tell, Chandrakant, I am exceeding 5 minutes. Superordination is something, kindly pay attention to it. This is doing something which is not compulsory. Doing something for organization which you are not obliged to work. Okay? That is superordination. Superordination is a larger goal. How it helps? It helps a lot when you try and engage yourself. It gives you a change. It gives an opportunity to serve. Right? Somebody calls you to give a lecture, some other school, like primary school, you are CBSE, you are very, held in high highs, high respect. Jao, if some primary school calls you, it is a superordination. It is not your duty to do. But if you go, you won't know what kind of help it will give. Right? It will give you so many merit karmas, punya karma, you change, and you will give lot of students also. Correct or not? Some students may be shifted there after primary school, right? So this is the way. Instead of competing unnecessarily, just you contact, you be in touch with the primary school. This is one idea just coming to my mind. Government private school, correct or not? तो वही वहाँ से आने वाला है हमारे यहाँ, right? So like the superordination, even without thinking of reward, anything you do, I can give number of examples, but this is very simple and you can try. Wherever there is an opportunity, at least, somebody invites you, the superordinate goal, you have not to spend anything, just to go spend 1 hour, okay? Talk something. I tell you one small example at the end of this. I went to, I tell you, I joined State Bank as a direct officer, right? Now, if you join a direct officer, many privileges, but you feel lot of lack of knowledge. If you spend as this, go in a normal channel, you gain knowledge and you are capable. Straight here, they give you the powers and you don't have the knowledge. So they promoted me out of turn because of I did good work in junior system. And the moment they posted me as a taluka level straight away as a branch manager, I found tense what to do. I don't know so many departments, right? Then I asked my boss to send me for training. वो कहता है वो ट्रेनिंग में जाओ मगर तो मैनेजर के लिए नहीं है, दिस फॉर असिस्टेंट मैनेजर. मैंने कहा आई डोंट माइंड, आई गो, आई डोंट नो दिस जॉब. तो मैं गया. There was one session, it was 1 week program, one session on agriculture finance. Okay, I gone for studying. It was a finance related program, industrial, business, this, that. Now that faculty, guest faculty did not come. अब गेस्ट फैकल्टी नहीं आती है तो प्रिंसिपल को तो टेंशन हो जाता है. तुरंत मैंने कहा सर इफ़ यू अलाउ मी आई विल टेक द सेशन. ठीक है ना, क्योंकि मैंने 10 साल, इसका तो मैं मास्टर हूँ, 10 साल मैंने इसमें काम किया है. अरे ले लो यार कोई बात नहीं. तो स्टूडेंट टेकिंग ए क्लास इज वेरी सिंपल. बट आफ्टर 6 months I got an order from this training school as a trainer. And my career as a faculty began just by extending small help. Right or not? उसको logically you cannot explain, but these are the things nature is throwing you the opportunity, right? Something will be there. Somewhere you go, some person like Das Kaka may see you, is a good person. Okay, I want to make an international school. This fellow is a good thing. Correct or not? The superordination is wonderful thing. I would pay number 1 to this, which many a times escapes our mind. So this is about role efficacy. I hope you have got some insights. And I have performed nearly 12 roles in my life, official roles. Personal roles already there, another 10. And this very wonderful thing. I'll send you the full chapter of that book also. You can think over, study it again and again. You are all learned person. Sugneshu Kim Bahuna, they say, no? So you can just grasp this concept and develop in it. Okay? Sometimes God provides the opportunity. We'll discuss about this also sometime again. Thank you. Now what is the next thing? I think I have exceeded 5-10 minutes.
It's wonderful. It's very nice. Thank you very much, Lala sir. तमाम आचार्यों को एक छोटा सा ट्रिब्यूट दे दूं. मुझे अवसर मिला है बहुत से प्रिंसिपल साहब के साथ काम करने का. तो इंटेलेक्चुअल डेवलपमेंट बहुत ही हाई लेवल की होती है. एक प्रासंगिक उदाहरण से हम समझेंगे कि एक बार क्या हुआ कि एक जहाज जा रहा था समंदर में. यात्री थे, अलग अलग बैकग्राउंड से थे. अब वो जहाज आ गया ऐसे क्षेत्र में जो जिन का क्षेत्र था. जिन तो वो अलाउद्दीन की जैसे चिराग से अपीयर होता है वैसे अपीयर हो गया कि आप मेरे एरिया में आए हैं, अब आपको मैं बख्शूंगा नहीं, लेकिन 3 अवसर मैं आपको देता हूं. आप में से कोई भी 3 लोग ऐसी चीज समंदर में फेंकिए जो मैं ढूंढ के ला ना सकूं. तो एक बिजनेसमैन थे, उन्होंने अपनी टाई पिन निकाली, समंदर में फेंक दी. जिन वापस आ गया लेकर 5 मिनट के अंदर, ये आपकी टाई पिन है. फिर दूसरे को अवसर दे के भाई सोचो क्या करना है. और एक व्यक्ति थे, उन्होंने मोबाइल में से मेमोरी कार्ड निकाला, बहुत छोटी चीज़ है, वो समंदर में फेंक दिया. जिनने वो भी लेकर आ गया, भाई ये आपका मेमोरी कार्ड है। अब तीसरे एक बहुत बुजुर्ग अनुभवी व्यक्ति थे, बोलिए तपास करो ये जहाज में कोई प्रिंसिपल साहब बैठे हैं क्या, उनको ऐसे समस्या हल करने का अनुभव होता है। तो सौभाग्य से एक प्रिंसिपल महोदय थे, उन्होंने सुना, अरे बोले सर छोटी सी बात है, आप क्या टेंशन ले रहे हैं, 2 चांस आपने खो दिए, कोई बात नहीं, अभी मैं एक चीज़ फेंकता हूँ। अपनी जेब से निकाली, वो चीज़ समंदर में फेंकी और जिन वापस ही नहीं आया। अभी सारे लोग पूछने लगे कि भाई आपने ऐसा क्या कर दिया। तो बोले कुछ नहीं, छोटी सी चीज़ है, हम प्रिंसिपल्स हैं, हमारे काम की चीज़ है, हमारे ऑफिस के दराज में इसको रखते हैं, लेकिन वो लौट के नहीं आया, आपने फेंका क्या। तो बोले जेंटलमैन, इट वाज ओनली अ टैबलेट ऑफ डिस्प्रीन। चलिए अब हम ब्रेक लेते हैं, इसके बाद आपका हम फिर से स्वागत करेंगे। कृपया चाय ठंडा एंजॉय कीजिए। अब हम बात करेंगे ब्रेक के बाद होलिस्टिक लाइफ एंड लिविंग की। लाला साहब फिर से हमारे साथ रूबरू होंगे। थैंक यू वेरी मच।